Okay, cool. We've heard a lot of stories about how your running career started, and we want you to
Yes.
put it on the record right now. How did you start trail running?
Yeah, how did I start trail running? It was by accident, really. I entered the Neisner marathon because I couldn't get in half marathon entry, and yeah, I ran the marathon. Actually, really enjoyed it. I think a lot of my mates said I was crazy, I wasn't going to finish, and I didn't do much training. I only entered it 3 weeks beforehand, so I didn't know if I'd definitely be able to finish it, but I did, and yeah, the running bug bit, and coming back to Cape Town, being surrounded by mountains, before I knew it, I was spending more time on the mountains running and training and really enjoying it, and less time hanging out with my mates on the beach or partying.
So basically, you've lost your friends.
Yeah, I lost my friends and headed into the mountains. No, it's been a really fun experience. It allows me to do what I love doing, traveling the world, meeting new people, and yeah, kind of just being in control of my destiny. I think I wake up every day excited about the challenges ahead.
That's awesome. And you said you just entered a marathon and ran with it.
Yes.
How did you stay in shape at that point? Like,
at that point, I probably wasn't too worried about staying in shape.
how did you become in shape to run a marathon? I mean, I can't just go and run a marathon.
Kind of winged it a little bit, I
Really?
suppose. Yeah, obviously with 3 weeks to go, I did a couple of runs, but I wasn't really too serious about it. I suppose growing up at school, I've always been fairly active, played a lot of rugby. Unfortunately, stopped growing when I was in matric, so my Springbok aspirations took a back seat.
But now you're equally as athletic and famous.
Right, yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. We've seen you tackling the African deserts and competing in the snowy mountains. What has been the most challenging run for you in your career?
There've been a couple out there. I think my first major race, the Gobi Desert race, just because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. To be honest, when I first entered, I didn't even know where the Gobi Desert was. So it was, it was like a massive challenge for me. And I think getting through the long stage was the first time I'd run further than a marathon. I think with the long stage was 85 kilometers, and it was like plus 45-degree temperatures, and I started like getting all dizzy and nauseous. I didn't like know where I was even.
Jeez.
And so that was pretty challenging. Also running stuff like the Leadville 100 miler at really high altitudes. You're at like just under 4,000 meters above sea level, so that's about 5 or 6 times the height of Table Mountain. So that's pretty hard in running in those conditions, especially running 100 miles in one go, which is 160 kilometers. That's been quite a challenge. And then probably a race like the Amazon jungle race, just because of the conditions we ran in with snakes and like anacondas, these massive capybara.
Well, what
rodents.
do you do when you see a snake and you're running? You just continue on.
Run a bit faster.
It's good motivation.
She's now. I've seen plenty of snakes actually around Cape Town at the moment, so it's been a bit scary.
Jeez. And obviously what you do is very dangerous. What's going through your mind when you're doing these runs?
Yeah, I don't think it's that dangerous.
It looks dangerous to me when I watch.
Yeah, I think just trying to focus on the positives. I think if you get into the negatives and think, geez, it's dangerous, what am I doing here? Why am I running 100 miles? I could be sitting on the beach drinking cocktails or whatever. then I think like mentally you're gonna lose
prepared.
it. Yeah. So like I think a lot of these races are being like mentally strong is so key. So I just try to focus on the race or on the actual environment, the atmosphere, running in really beautiful environments, and I think I kind of zone out a bit, and it's kind of my form of meditation, just to kind of really focus, and I suppose I'm away from like reality, and it's a bit of an escape for me.
That's really great. What's your ideal atmosphere to run in?
I think I quite enjoy just running on my own, so just like doing a nice run on top of Table Mountain's cool, or just exploring new trails. It's always great to run in new places around the world where you haven't run there before. It's really exciting, kind of just actually heading out for a run and not knowing how far or how long you're going to run, just going for a run, exploring, and just just taking it as it comes. I really enjoy that just doing that from time to time to mentally freshen up. But I think I enjoy all types of running. Running deserts, jungles, mountains. As long as it's off-road and there's a challenge, I enjoy it.
It's like another way to explore.
Yeah, for sure. No.
We've talked about your most challenging run.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot in the world to run?
Just Been a couple of places. I think every place is unique for different reasons. But in September, I did a race in Patagonia, and that was just absolutely incredible in the Torres del Paine National Park. That's one of the most beautiful places I've been to. Also, another place in Chile, the Atacama Desert's also really beautiful. So I definitely say Chile's one of my favorite places. In South Africa, I ran the Otter hiking trail a few years ago. They have got a race now, and that was just really incredible. I think they've got some pretty world-class trails there. So if I had to pick a route back at home, I'll definitely say the Otter Trail up the garden route.
Are you ever going to take part in something like, say, the Comrades?
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot, like when you're going to run Comrades. I definitely want to do it. I think growing up in Cape Town in Hart Bay, I can remember like some of my earliest memories are watching the guys run 2 Oceans Marathon and come running up the road past my house. So I definitely want to do that. At the moment, I'm really enjoying trail running, and that's keeping me so busy that I haven't had a chance
to. You don't have time to think about that.
Yeah, but I definitely will. One day when I'm big, I'll run 90 Ks on the road.
And what's next for you? So we have the rest of 2013, 2014. What do you
I've actually got a race coming up now in San Francisco, the North Face 50-mile champs. That's beginning of December, so that'll be the final race of the year. And then next year I've actually got a really exciting project coming up. I'm doing a record attempt across the Drakensberg Mountains. It's 220 kilometers kind of north to south.
I can't even.
Drakensberg. It's going to be a massive challenge, I think, especially because there are no trails and it's really rugged and self-navigational, and you got to carry everything. The current record is just under 60 hours, so I'm actually doing it with another guy, Rainer Grissel, and we're hoping to take a bit of time off the record. But I was just up there now wrecking some of the route, and you're asking me about scary experiences. It's definitely pretty wild and scary out there. Like the one morning we woke up and it was just snowing everywhere, and gale force winds, and we were kind of in these little jackets and little tents, and it was pretty hair-raising. But I think that's part of life, living the adventure, and seeing how far you can push things, but obviously also kind of being safe at the same time. Like I've got a massive respect for mountains. They're kind of pretty big.
Kind of. And how do you prepare for something that big? How are you going to prepare for this record-breaking attempt?
How do I prepare? Obviously, I always try and focus on what the major challenges of each event are going to be. Whether if you're running a 100-mile in really hot conditions, I'll try and train in hot conditions and get used to running 100 miles in one day. Obviously, with say the Drakensberg coming up, I'll be doing a lot of running specific training. But then also going to be heading out to the Drakensberg early next year again on 2 separate occasions to scout some of the route with Rainer. So really make sure we do all our homework, try and make sure our gear is 100%, and make sure we cover all of that. And then also, for me, it's going to be probably the key challenge is I've never gone that far in one go and that long. Rainer comes from an adventure racing background, so he loves operating on 3 hours of sleep for a complete week, where I kind of after 24 hours of no sleep, I'm pretty grumpy and I start falling apart. So I think that's going to be quite an interesting challenge for me. So I'm kind of looking into how I can train that and overcome getting less sleep. And I think the key for that record attempt is going to be into just kind of pushing on for as long as you can without sleeping. Maybe look at like half an hour sleep or 45 minutes sleep, a quick power nap.
Jeez, I need to give you like props to that.
Thanks.
Well, good luck on
Thanks.
your attempt next year.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure we're going to hear much more about you.
Thanks. It's great to chat.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.